Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we've provided outstanding residential and commercial services through southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air. When you need us, we'll be there.
Financial advisor Scott Beasley knows time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, his mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. Offering a free initial consultation, Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence.
For the best meal from south of the border, head to Cocina Real and Puente Grande for lunch and dinner. With a wide array of mouth-watering entrees, there's something for everyone on the menu. And you can't forget the cheese dip. They'll treat you like family, and you'll never leave hungry. Make Cocina Real Mexican Restaurant and Puente Grande Mexican Restaurant your choice for authentic cuisine, located in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
I'm Mike Keith, and my friends at Elliott Johnson Insurance have a great partner in Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners makes it easy to get life, home, car, or business insurance. Let Elliott Johnson Insurance find the Auto Owners policy that makes a difference in your life. Call Elliott Johnson Insurance at one of their 3 locations, Florence, Loretta, and Lawrenceburg. Elliott Johnson Insurance, moving forward for our clients every day.
Working with Gina was great because she really knows this area. I gave her the specifications of what I was looking for, and she took me right to my forever home.
I met Gina when she sold my son's home within 5 days after it hit the market. With my home, from the day the sign hit the yard to the day we signed the papers, Gina was there every step of the way. Her involvement in the sale of my home was the best decision that I made.
We never felt like Gina was pushing us to make a deal with a buyer. She knew what we wanted, and she worked diligently to get us the best offer for our properties.
Working hard for my clients to make their dreams come true. Let me work for you.
Make your property rock and roll with services from G&S Excavating, specializing in white sand, compost, mulch, topsoil, landscape gravel, and steel landscape edging. Turn to the pros who know how to make your project shine with years of experience. The best part is they're locally owned and operated. Choose from a vast selection of mulch and rock from their conveniently located facility at number 3 Valley Road in Lawrenceburg, just off Buffalo Road. Phone 931-279-3841 and get started today.
There are now more ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores using the Quick Club app, available on the Apple App Store and Google Play. To save on fuel for work, use the Fuel Rewards Pro app to earn 5 cents a gallon on work fill-ups and redeem the savings for yourself. To get started, visit fuelrewards.com/pro or download the app in the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Welcome to the newly remodeled Brass Lantern. For over 30 years, we've been serving delicious food to excellent people. Brass Lantern takes pride in authenticity, serving fresh, homemade food to please any member of the family. From mouth-watering to one-of-a-kind steaks served with gourmet marinade, to salad with our signature honey mustard dressing, specialty fruit tea, drafts, and much more. Our food is always prepared daily. Whether you come in with friends or family, you'll appreciate that fresh is better.
Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.
Welcome to X Sports Today. I'm AJ Good, brought to you with Taylor Plott, Michael Marks, and Hayden Burks. And guys, just when you think we don't have a whole lot to talk about, got the NBA draft going on tomorrow. Teams are already wheeling and dealing. Lots of stuff going on here, and might be dead period for the next 2 weeks here in the state of Tennessee, but that doesn't mean it's a dead period in the world of sports.
No, definitely not. I mean, like you said, NBA draft coming on. You still got the WNBA that's playing. You've got NFL kind of getting that kind of preseason kind of mentality going. You got a lot of moving parts. So even though we've finished the one season with the NBA, you still got a lot of stuff going on.
Yep, college football 9 Saturdays away, I think, something like that. Yep. That's starting to ramp up.
If you want to look a little bit ahead, this Saturday will be 18 Saturdays till college basketball. So if you want to get really, really outrageous with it.
I say, just count down the days.
Not that many, but you can do that. But I can't believe we're down to single digits with college football that far. Does that count week 0 or is that week 1?
Week 0.
I think that counts week 0. Yeah.
We might need to do a week 0 deep dive.
Yeah.
At some point. I think there's a couple conference games. I know the Big 12 has a game. Doesn't the ACC have a conference game?
No, the ACC's got one. I know ACC always usually has one. I think. Who was it last year?
You got Iowa State and Kansas State in Ireland.
That's actually going to be pretty.
That's going to be good.
That should be a good one.
Right off the get-go. All right, guys. Some NBA news. Just when you thought the Boston Celtics could be a contender still in the East, even without Tatum, they're going to deal away one of the biggest reasons they won a title a couple of years ago. Drew Holiday sent to the Portland Trail Blazers for Anthony Simmons, then a pair of second-round picks. Sources told ESPN on Monday Portland moved aggressively to reacquire Holiday, whom the franchise originally received from the Milwaukee Bucks in the Damian Lillard trade in 2023. So since joining Boston, Simmons joins Boston on an expiring contract, while Holiday is owed $72 million in 26-27 and 27-28. The deal saves Boston $40 million in luxury tax payments next season, according to ESPN's Bobby Marks. Just kind of your initial thoughts here on Drew Holiday heading back up to the Pacific Northwest.
I feel like the Drew Holiday era in Boston is a bit of a weird one. They won a title with him, but I just feel like it was a lot of money for a guy that, who wasn't really blowing up the stat sheet with, especially what you were paying him. I think it's a decent trade because Holiday's getting up there. I think he's 34 or 35 now. And Simons is a younger player, so I think it's kind of out with the old in with the new type of stuff with Boston. But again, it's going to be a tough year coming up without Tatum.
it was just interesting to see. It's like you felt like get it from a Boston perspective, you got him, so you felt like you were going to get him for several years. And so obviously if you kept him for next year, that would be year 3, I think is what he would be. So you kind of felt like, okay, kind of the long haul, maybe he would end up retiring as a Celtic maybe. And now he's getting shipped off. But honestly, kind of looking at this from who got the better end of the deal, honestly, I think both teams ended up having a good end of the deal. You get a young player coming in who I feel like has some good potential. And in the end of the day, you have Holiday, who still has some to give, but definitely kind of on his kind of back end of his career. But I really think both teams ended up having at least a good portion of the trade.
Well, and similar to what we talked about with Houston getting Kevin Durant, Holiday's an older guy. Now, Portland's a young team.
Yep.
Probably not the most talented team, but bringing somebody with that veteran presence into that locker room can definitely lead to good things down the road. And then with Boston, they got a lot of money that they have to pay Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, and Derek White, and Drew Holiday eating up all that contract money. I think it was more of a money move for Boston to try to open up some more cap space, and then for Portland, to try to get some veteran presence in that locker room.
It's definitely a money move, but I think obviously with Tatum going to be out pretty much all of this next season. What are you going to do with Jaylen Brown? I think the two guys in the starting lineup they're going to go is Drew Holiday. Obviously, I think they want to keep Derek White as an offensive presence with this upcoming season not having Tatum. So Drew Holiday, I think he was a guy that would probably been going. Anthony Simons, I think he averaged like 19 points a game for Portland this past season. So good pickup there, and you're getting 2 second-round picks that you can use for probably maybe a future first-round pick. Moving on, I think we're going to see Porzingis sooner or later shipped out, and we'll see how it goes from there. You might see Peyton Pritchard start making a big jump there as he was kind of wanting some more money. So insert him in the starting lineup, and then maybe, if he performs well, you could probably use him in a trade package down the line. So definitely, like you said, Michael, a money move for Boston.
Yeah, and Boston's going to have to get younger. That at some positions, Holiday was 35, Horford's closing in on 40 if he's not there yet. So they're gonna they got to get younger if they want to try to keep Tatum and Brown as that kind of centerpiece of their team.
This is going to be Holiday's 17th NBA season. The Trailblazers actually had the 3rd best record in the league in the second half of the year, going 23-18, and their defensive rating and effective field goal percentage allowed in transition was the best in the NBA this past year. So, and in Simmons, according to this article, the Celtics get a 26-year-old scoring guard who's averaged 9 3-point attempts per game in his last 3 seasons. So, like you said, Taylor, I think this is a win-win for both sides.
I think so. And just to piggyback on what they're saying, from a Boston perspective, this is definitely more of a money move because you're opening up a lot of cap space to be able to do some other things with it. But at the same time, you still get a good talent coming back. So the trade, I feel like, was good on both ends. Boston getting a good player and releasing some cap space, and Portland getting a veteran guy that can help out some of the young guys and still has some stuff to give on the floor.
Yeah, I'm really curious if Indiana tries to make a move kind of based off what Boston's doing right here. And, you're not going to be able to replace Tatum for the year, but try to get a bunch of little pieces that can maybe try to make up for that production because, Indiana's going to have to do the same thing with Halliburton now.
Yeah, and I think with, Pritchard obviously bringing in Anthony Simons or Simmons, whatever you want to call his last name. But, I'm probably messing that one up. But you could use him as like a little asset. Like look at Golden State; they had Jordan Poole kind of being that third option. He could be that for Boston. Then you could use him. Maybe he might be a 23-point per game scorer just because they're not really looking at him like that. As Brown will more than likely be the number 1 option with Derek White being number 2, so that opens up for him. Then maybe you can use that as okay. Maybe we can move Jaylen Brown down the line whenever Tatum gets back. Yeah. So like I said, they're kind of looking for money move for sure and a long term for Boston, I'd say.
More NBA news. New York Knicks interviewing Minnesota Timberwolves assistant Mike Nori for the team for the 3rd time for the team's head coaching vacancy. Knicks have now done formal interviews with 3 candidates, Nori and 2 former head coaches, Mike Brown and Taylor Jenkins, for the vacancy. So that seems to be the 3 names open for that job as they go into tomorrow's draft, still without a head coach.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Well, I would say that was my thoughts initially, is when you fire Tibbs, you think that that's because they have another guy lined up. They're like, this is the guy, and going on weeks and weeks and weeks of nothing. I mean, you're having interviews, but you'd think you'd want to hire a coach before the draft.
The thing I will keep going back to this, even probably past they'll get when they get a coach, is one, you make a good point. You have now fired somebody without even having a backup plan from the get-go. But you did an impulsive firing because, holy cow, you just for some reason did not make it to the NBA Finals. You were one step away and didn't make it. Oh my goodness, everything's burning down. We need to get rid of our coach. I mean, I'm almost going on a little bit of a tangent here. It's ridiculous in my mind. I'm not even a Knicks fan, and I'm going like this. It's ridiculous in my mind how you did that to a guy that has proven he can win in New York. It wasn't like you were having losing seasons. You made the playoffs, 3 straight years, 4, something like that, and you got deep into the playoffs. You proven that you can get there. Wasn't good enough. So now not only do you have to find a coach with the draft starting tomorrow, which that's a bad thing from the get-go, is the other thing, now you've made the Knicks organization almost like, do I really want to go there and work for them? Do I want to go up to New York, have 2 or 3 seasons, and then just get my butt fired too? Right.
Well, and that's the thing. When was the last time the Knicks were in the finals? Early 2000s, late 90s, something like that. If then,
1997.
Yeah, and so it's been over 25 years since they've made it to the NBA Finals, and you're firing a coach that worked so well with that team because that team wasn't. I mean, you got Jalen Brunson, you got Cat, you got a bunch of big names, but I mean they just worked so well together. They worked well with him, and now you're bringing in a new coach, and this whole Knicks train could fall completely off the tracks if they don't get the right guy.
Yeah, I completely agree.
There's 3 names out there. Mike Brown, former coach for Sacramento. Now, I don't think he's going to get it because if Sacramento, one, that's a terrible franchise in itself. Yeah. And if they fire him, I don't know if New York's going to take a chance on him. Taylor Jenkins, former Memphis Grizzlies coach, who defensive-minded coach. That's who they just fired in Tom Thibodeau. Don't think that's going to happen. And Malone.
Yeah.
I think Malone's the guy, but I think it just depends on if they want to take a chance on him because we've seen Malone on media sources with NBA, TNT, ESPN, something like that. So then again, looks like a bunch of these franchises are going after assistant coach that are proving themselves. This is like you said, they've been trying to go after Minnesota's coach. Who was the other coach that were they trying to go after? Ime Udoka?
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I don't think they were.
I think Houston blocked it.
Yeah. I think they both. Yeah, I know them and Minnesota blocked it. So we'll just
go get Doc Rivers.
That's
go get Doc Rivers.
That's the thing, though, is if you're doing this from a Knicks organization standpoint, who do you want as your coach? You want a big time, big name coach. And I'm not. It's not just not out there. But I'm not pushing away. There are definitely assistant coaches out there that need a head coaching position, have proven themselves that they can do that, and they need a chance. And I feel like one of them is going to get that chance.
But is there an assistant up to the quality of what the Knicks need in a head coach to get to that next step?
Exactly. I don't know if there is. So
if they would have done this move a year later, Kenny Atkinson, who's now at Cleveland, who was at Golden State, he'd be a perfect pick for them in New York.
That's why I can't remember when I threw this out. I think it was a week or two ago. But Dan Hurley, I don't know if they've even reached out to him again. But if you had to go after someone who is a big time name who has proven to win, you might not be able to get an NBA head coach like that. But don't turn your eye on Dan Hurley or one of those.
Scott Drew's a name that I'm not sure if it's thrown in there, but every time there's an NBA job opening up and there's a college guy, it's usually Scott Drew name they're throwing around.
But that's if I'm the Knicks, I still feel like you did a horrible job with letting the head coach go in the first place. But now you've got to be able to not only adhere to what you want to do, but you got to adhere to what the fan base would want, and you need to get a big name. And you're probably not going to get it.
Juwan Howard.
I don't know if I go like that, but
not a chance.
It is the Knicks. You never know.
That's true.
Some NFL news today. Earlier on the Pat McAfee show not long ago, new Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers says he is pretty sure 2025 will be his last year. Been in the league for a very, very long time. Signed a 1-year, $13.65 million deal for the 1 year. He could be telling the truth. He could be pulling a Brett Favre on us, just like he said he would never do, and then he turns out to be exactly like Brett Favre at the end of the day.
Shocking.
We'll see how this works out, but he's saying it's pretty sure this is his final year, and I hope he's telling the truth because I'm at the point with him, just like I am with LeBron. I'm like, we just need to move on from you.
Yeah.
The league as a whole just needs you out of the way.
Yep.
Well, it's literally what I was telling Michael, and Michael can say, we were at lunch today and they had it on the TV, and I said, I know it's good publicity for the NFL, but him being on the Pat McAfee show all the time, it's kind of getting old.
Yes.
It's kind of getting old. Really, nobody cares about listening about Aaron Rodgers, and like I said, I don't want to harp on anybody's success. I hope he does good in Pittsburgh. Maybe, hopefully, go for another 9-8 season. But
losing the first round of the
wild card.
You're being nice.
Yeah, I'm just being nice. Exactly, I'm being nice. But like I said, I think hopefully this will be the last year, and maybe he can end somewhat on a good note, because these last 3 to 4 years have not been good for his career.
And I feel like it puts Pittsburgh in a weird spot, because you just drafted Will Howard in like the 6th or 7th round. You have Aaron Rodgers for 1 year, so next year you're looking at a new quarterback. Are you going to bring? I think they have Mason Rudolph back in their quarterback room.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we saw that with the Titans here. That's not an NFL starting caliber quarterback, so they're probably going to have to be looking at the draft again this year for quarterbacks.
I would think so. If not, find a way to trade for some.
Yep.
But I'll give you two things first, and then I'll go into kind of what I saw on social media today that was kind of like, wow, okay. One, I really don't think Aaron's going to make it to the end of the season. I give him to week 12.
Okay, so around Christmas.
Okay. And there's either going to be he's just calling it quits right then, or they're going to have to either bench him, and maybe there was a trade that something happened and they're able to get a quarterback. I just the way that he has performed these past few years, I do not see him getting far into the season, because at some point Pittsburgh's going to be like, we're not winning, possibly, we need to get something to change. So I give him to week 12. Could be wrong about that, but I give him to week 12.
I would say it really depends on who the starting quarterback is.
It's
like
true.
By week 8 or 10, because what they did last year, they rode with Justin Fields early in the season. They started off like 3-0, 4-0, and then we're like, all right, that's not good enough. Let's get Russell Wilson in here, and then they end up going 9-8, 10-7, whatever they were. I would say it really tells who's going to be the quarterback around that middle of the season when if things aren't going well, who are they going to ride with, Rodgers or Rudolph? So it's definitely, because I could see that if he's not the starting quarterback, he'll just pack up and go home.
He'll pack and go home. Second thing is, I think this is it for him. That's it, and he's going to ride off into the sunset. The third thing was that made me kind of like almost take a step back, be like, oh, this is kind of part of my childhood. Is he was within a group of guys with like Tom Brady, Eli Manning, you had Drew Brees, you had Phillip Rivers, Peyton Manning, all those that we grew up watching. He's kind of the last one standing, and so that's kind of, I saw that post, it was like, holy cow, that is kind of like a childhood. That was the era that is now coming to a close from this.
Yeah, and I was about to say, hindsight's always 20/20, but man, you look at the quarterbacks that like we grew up with, and like you were saying, like Peyton and Eli, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Phillip Rivers. And we look at what we have today, man, we were blessed. We had 8 or 10 really, really all-time quarterbacks in the NFL at one time.
It was, you make a great point there. That was, what a time to watch
football. I would say everybody had a decent quarterback, at least somewhat.
Quarterback is the most important position on the field, and it is kind of like an era is coming to an end, but it could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. If any, I hate the Steelers, so I hope it is. Like Tomlin gone, and we just watching the next.
I do think we're going to have a reset after this season, because I do think that
watch the Steelers this year and Mike Tomlin finally have a below 500 season, and it's because
that's what they're waiting for.
The reason.
That's what they're waiting for, is that first under 500 season to get them out.
Yep.
And I hate his talking points, and he's always like preaching. And you can just, I was watching that HBO document, the HBO Hard Knocks in the season. Like, in the first part of the guy's like, yeah, let's do it. Then by the end of the year, when they're in that losing streak, and he's just, standard is a standard, this and that, and all, you can just see the guys like, dude, just get over it.
Just get over this.
Just get over it. All right, guys, well, coming up next, we're going to talk a little baseball, some news going around the MLB when we return.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Did you know that Resource MFG, an employee bridge company in Lawrenceburg, is the first and largest national manufacturing staffing company? They work alongside the top plants and facilities in the area to provide you with job opportunities in production, quality, maintenance, supervision, and all levels of management. Resource MFG has positions open right now to meet your needs today and a full staff ready to work with industrial partners to grow opportunities for this generation of workers and the next. Reach out today and start your employment journey with Resource MFG.
For high school athletes, every game counts. You push your limits and you chase your dreams. But when injury strikes, you need more than just recovery. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedics, we're here to get you back in the game faster and stronger. From cutting-edge treatments to personalized and compassionate care, we're here for your every move. Our specialized team of experts encompass decades of experience in sports-related injuries. Dr. Paul Thomas, Melanie Durham, and Julie Marcus offer the most comprehensive care from diagnosis to recovery. With advanced treatments and tailored rehabilitation plans, we'll help you heal stronger and faster. Trust Southern Tennessee Orthopedics to keep you at your best because your future is worth it.
Efficiency, reliability, accuracy. Move forward with your real estate sale or purchase with Title and Escrow of Lawrence County, the most experienced closing team around. Working with clients locally and throughout the state, we offer a wide range of services, including the expertise of an on-staff attorney, backed by our more than 49 years experience in titles and closings. We get the job done on time at a fair price and ensure every last detail is correct. Our goal is to give you peace of mind. When you work with us, you work with people who live where you do. We understand the importance of the real estate community and strive to build strong relationships with all parties involved in the process. Whether you're buying a home, selling a business, acquiring land, or anything in between, you're in good hands with Title and Escrow of Lawrence County.
Put the most experienced closing team on your side. Contact Title and Escrow of Lawrence County today.
Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.
Welcome back to X Sports Today. I'm AJ Good, Taylor Plott, Michael Marks, and Hayden Burks. And guys, let's talk about the big story in Major League Baseball right now. And you kind of mentioned it, Taylor, as we were talking off air. The big story, and he's kind of out of nowhere, even though he's been in the league since 2021. Cal Raleigh, looking at his numbers right now, he's leading the big leagues, 32 home runs, 68 RBIs. His best batting average right now to his career right now at this point at 278, a 1.049 OPS. And, he's actually hitting 439 with runners on base right now. He is just absolutely tearing the cover off the ball here. 76 games into the season for a team that's 3 games over 500. Kind of average in most other categories. You can definitely say this guy's a reason that they're even a contender for the wild card spot right now.
Can we get him for the Braves? Can we nab him?
Money.
Oh, the thing
good
that
news is we beat the Mets again, but that's kind
true.
of standard now.
That's kind of standard now.
You can
yeah, that's the only team we can beat.
Yeah, really. But the thing that we were talking off air about was, I've heard his name thrown around this year, and I was kind of thinking, well, I've never heard of this guy. Who is he? And then Michael, you made the comment that he was the guy to make that walk-off home run for
Seattle.
Was it in the playoff game?
No, it was the last game of the regular season, and they needed to win to go to the playoffs.
To go to the playoffs, that's right. And so it's like, okay, I do remember that guy. But this, holy cow, talking about a year so far, we're not even at the All-Star break, and he's got over 30 home runs. That's pretty good.
He's almost to his total from last year, 34, but he wasn't very good batting from the right side. He's a switch hitter, and he wasn't very good against left-handed bats, and that's changed a ton this year, and that's why That's why he's hit so many home runs already.
Well, if you're able to not only be a switch hitter, but be able to destroy both right and left-handed pitching, I mean, that's an asset that any team would love.
Because we've seen a lot of switch hitters just choose one side of the plate once they get to the big leagues.
Yeah.
Like Cedric Mullins for Baltimore was a switch hitter when he came into the league, was not batting very well, so he just switched just a lot left side, and you know he had a couple All-Star years a couple years ago.
I mean, you look at him, his first 3 full years, 22, 23, and 24, hitting around the kind of 220, 210 range. But however, he has been really good with runners on. In 22, he had 338, 23, 331. Last year, 324. Right now, 439. The only kind of negative you can find with the guy right now, he's struck out 83 times. So he's averaging about a strikeout a game right now.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at some of his like more advanced stats. His fly ball percentage from last year to this year has gone up to 48%, up from 40% last year. So he's driving the ball a lot, and over his last, I believe it was 4 games, he's hit 5 home runs because he had 2 in that first game against the Cubs this weekend, and then hit 1 more on Saturday, 1 more on Sunday, and then hit 1 last night in Minnesota. I mean, this dude's just on a tear.
At some point, I mean, obviously he's a good player to begin with, but you know, at some point you just find something that clicks, and it is obviously whatever something changed in the off season. I don't know if they had like a coaching staff change, maybe they had like a new hitting coach or somebody like that, but something changed, and it has allowed him to just click on all cylinders. And this is, I mean, hopefully for his sake, I hope he continues it. I hope he continues to do that, you know, on a year-in-year basis now. But holy cow, I mean, just talk about, like, I go back, we are not at the All-Star break yet. Yeah. I know we're getting very close to it, but we aren't yet. And he's putting up these numbers. Yeah. I mean,
32 home runs and 68 RBIs. I mean, most people would be happy with that for a whole season. Yeah. And he's put this up before the All-Star break. Yep. And one thing you mentioned, AJ, was his strikeout. He struck out 89 times or something already. His strikeout percentage is down 4%.
That's good.
And his walk percentage is up. So I mean, his exit velo's up. Every one of his stats you look at, you know, hard hit rate is up 1%. Line drive rate's up a little bit. Ground ball rate is down a lot. You know, he's doing all the things you need to do to be a home run hitter. Yep. And he's finally put it all together this year.
Yeah, more news coming out today. The White Sox are going to pick up former All-Star pitcher Noah Syndergaard on a minor league deal. Syndergaard, now 32, hasn't pitched in the majors since 2023, appeared in 18 games, split between the Dodgers and Guardians. Career 3.71 ERA over the course of 8 seasons, most of which with the Nets. Spent the first 6 years of his career with the Mets. This part here is not true. The latter half of his career has been plagued by injuries, including a right elbow ailment that required Tommy John surgery. Actually, his whole career has been derailed by it.
I was going to say, it's his whole career.
Of course the White Sox get him.
And you literally took the words out of my mouth. Yeah. It's like, we're just going to search for anything that's going to give us success. Please, or at least have someone come to the ballpark.
Well, if you just look at, you know, with blinders on and take away the injuries, he's a 32-year-old pitcher who used to have crazy velo. I'm guessing his velo's probably ticked down a good bit.
Not the same.
And that's kind of why he's fallen off. But I mean, the White Sox will take anything they can get.
And that's the thing. I mean, honestly, and honestly, that's my first thought in my mind is maybe you catch lightning in a bottle. I don't know. I mean, Noah Syndergaard is not the same. And unfortunately for him, I mean, just from a baseball fan perspective, obviously I do not like the Mets, but from a baseball fan perspective, you hate to see the talent that he had get absolutely destroyed by elbow injuries. I mean, this dude could have won multiple Cy Youngs, could have gone to a World Series, Hall of Fame career, and all of a sudden you see him being plagued by injury. And like I said, for the White Sox, I mean, who knows? You might catch lightning in the bottle. Maybe he has changed some things that he wants to do, maybe a little more finesse because he doesn't have the velo they used to have. Right. Maybe you can find something with him, but it's just, man, that's one of the players that what could have been if he did not get injured. I mean, that is a Hall of Fame career in the making, and now it doesn't look like it.
Think about that staff they had. They had him, they had DeGrom, they had Steven Matz. I mean, everyone's
Matt Harvey.
When
he was good.
Yeah, this is the best staff ever assembled in the history of baseball. 1 World Series, no titles,
Yeah.
and these guys are just always hurt.
And they're the reason the Kansas City Royals have won a World Series more recent than the Yankees. So.
Yeah, I mean they won a lot of games, and they got to the playoffs a couple times, but I don't think they just ever reached their full potential because these guys were just always hurt.
Yeah.
So when you look at Major League Baseball standings right now, we were talking about a bit during commercial break. You've got the teams at the top who are 10 games or better above 500. You got Colorado and the White Sox that are just historically awful, which, especially on the White Sox side, makes me very happy. But you got all these other teams that are it's like everyone else. It's like the top tier, the really bottom tier, and then you have all these other teams sandwiched in this.
Yeah, then you got like the 25 other teams just right there.
They're trying to get the wild card.
Three games over 500 or 3 games below 500, and it's this wild mix because the Tigers have kind of separated, but then you have the Mets who are at the top. Well, actually, the Phillies.
Yeah, I would say the Phillies just overtook the Mets.
And they've really caught fire. And the Mets were on fire. The next thing you know, they keep playing the Braves, and they can't beat the Braves. Which I'm sure you guys are like, please, or you're Red Sox uncut for these two. Like, just play the Mets all the time. We actually beat that bunch.
Yeah.
So we might have an undefeated season.
Who knows? The thing that strikes me though is right now, yes, we have a lot of teams that are sandwiched there, but there's going to be a couple of teams out of that bunch that finally catch fire.
You're going to see it right out of the All-Star break. Those teams that make the playoffs.
How many games are we away from postseason now? I know we're coming up on
right
the
halfway.
We're about halfway.
Some teams are playing 78, so it's a 162 season. We're near the
halfway point. Okay,
well. And you look at the American League, so there's 7 teams within 3.5 games of each other. That's in the American. The Twins are 4 games under 500. They're 3.5 out. Baltimore 6.5 out. They're 10 games over. In the National League, you got 6 teams separated by 6 games. So that one in the 6 games is the Braves. So they're clearly not out of it at this point.
No.
So anything's it's wide open when everyone's just so sandwiched in between each other.
And I would say from a Braves fan perspective, I imagine, Hayden, you probably agree with me on this one, is if obviously the Braves are underperforming right now, they are starting to feel like they're gaining some traction, and obviously getting towards the All-Star break, you want to see that and for it to continue on. But if there was a season where if the Braves had to do some struggles and still be able to make a playoff push, it's this year because everybody's crammed and it's not that far away from getting not only the division possibly, but getting into that wild card.
Anything can happen.
And the thing is,
it's baseball.
Yeah, I mean, it really is just a weird year because I'm looking at some stats. I was going to pull up the White Sox team ERA, which is the 9th worst in baseball, but it's the same as the Dodgers. So I mean, there's really not a lot of separation between anybody.
No, it's big leagues, a lot of money in the pros. I mean,
because if you take out Colorado and Washington and the Athletics, everybody in baseball has an ERA between 3.2 and 4.9. I mean, it's crazy.
Wow, that is.
There's no. I mean, Colorado's 5.5.
Washington's 10 games out of the wild card. Anything can
that team has been a sneaky young team with that haul they got for Juan Soto. They got Mackenzie Gore, James Wood, and C.J. Abrams, and those guys have been outstanding.
And they just dominated
and
the Dodgers.
Colorado won like 3 straight series or something like that.
Yeah, they got a kid from Tennessee, the state of Tennessee. He didn't go to high school or college in Tennessee, but Hunter Goodman has been huge for them.
Yeah, he's been lead off.
Jordan Beck's been having a good year for him. Seth Halverson from Tennessee has become one of their best closers.
They're 5-5 in their last 10.
There we go. Hey. Let's go Rockies.
Yeah. They're finally winning more often than Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah. I love that stat, by the
way. Coming up next, guys, some breaking news out of MMA this past weekend. We didn't get a chance to touch on it, but that also is going to bring up a bigger conversation. We'll have that when we return.
Since 1955, Evers Construction has been the company folks have trusted for residential and commercial construction projects. Today, Evers is still the leader in building and is just as committed to maintaining. From residential to commercial and industrial, Evers' team of experts stands ready to install, service, and repair all your HVAC and plumbing needs. Specializing in leak repair, maintenance, air duct cleaning and repair, air handler service, drain cleaning, gas line work, emergency unit repair, inspections, and more. Evers Construction offers a preventative maintenance package to keep your home or business cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Trained, trusted, reliable. For more information or to schedule an appointment with the pros who know, phone 931-762-3593 or visit eversconstructionco.com. Evers Construction Company in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
You know, Storing Lee Furniture is not just some huge chain store, but we do have a 144,000 square foot showroom right here in Leoma, Tennessee.
The Story family has worked together in the business now for 55 years.
And a familiar face is here to help you with whatever you need. That's what being a part of the community right here in the Tennessee Valley means. And if you have an issue, we're right here to take care of it. And don't forget free delivery. We invite you to come see us. We're Storing Lee Furniture.
Good Works at Home, formerly known as The Summit at Home, is a licensed non-skilled agency dedicated to helping you maintain your independence at home for as long as possible. Our compassionate and caring staff provide support in various areas, including dressing, bathing, personal hygiene, transportation, cleaning, and companionship. Please call our office about services, payment options, and long-term care policies at 931-762-2310. We look forward to assisting you with keeping your independence longer.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.
Welcome back to X Sports Today. AJ Good, joined by Taylor Plott, Michael Marks, Hayden Burks, and guys, we're kind of changing things up. First time we've ever talked MMA, and one of the greatest to ever do it, Jon Jones, calling it a career, announced by Dana White, the UFC president, this past weekend. A lot of controversy around it. Certainly didn't want to fight Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall, now the undisputed heavyweight champion. So he's certainly getting a lot of glory by retiring Jon Jones, but also coming out here at the end of the day here, had another I guess he hasn't been charged with the DUI, but had another hit and run, left the scene and was on the police body cam through a phone call. You can clearly hear his voice. He's threatening police officers on the other side. This would be the second time he has done something like this. So just kind of initial thoughts on his career, and also more of this stuff coming. It's definitely a controversial figure in a lot of ways in MMA.
Yeah, I mean, Jon Jones in the octagon, animal. I mean, absolutely. I mean, that was a guy that anytime there was a UFC pay-per-view event that had him as the headliner, you wanted to watch. Yeah. His outside the ring stuff has definitely put a bit of a damper on his career. It's similar to the way like Floyd Mayweather, his out of the ring actions kind of have somewhat tarnished his in ring greatness. So in-ring great stuff, out of the ring has definitely put a hurt on him.
Yeah, I mean, Jon Jones, obviously we're going to remember that name for sure. One of the greatest fighters out there when it comes to that profession. I'm really disappointed of how it transpired of Dana White having to be the one to announce his retirement. Jon Jones should have been the one, put a Twitter post out there, something like that. And once, like you said, AJ, all those reports coming out about all that, then it just I was disappointed, and then I was 10 times more disappointed. So like I said, I really like Jon Jones. Like I said, probably one guy you don't want to be in the octagon with, but I'm really disappointed with how everything's transpiring. It seems like it's going to be getting worse.
Yeah, because I don't pay attention a whole lot to UFC. I mean, I know enough to somewhat speak on it, but I kind of thought it was like, okay, good, he retired, blah blah blah, good career, and then the more stuff starts coming out, and you're like, oh, okay, so this is kind of
I'm the same way. It's like I will watch UFC stuff every now and then. My brother is a huge UFC fan, so I know that he would probably have more to say on it than I would. But still, I know that name. I've seen him fight. He's definitely, I'm completely with you. He's one that if you're facing him in the octagon, you do not want to face him. He's going to give you a rough time. But same thing. It's like, here is a guy who, great UFC career, Hall of Fame type career, and all of a sudden he just has this kind of baggage, if you will, from his off the ring side.
And think about it, it is the DUIs and all that stuff, but also he's been busted for PEDs twice.
Yep.
And it should have been a third time, but Dana White moved it from where they were over to LA the last second. And I don't, it just boggles my mind because this wouldn't happen in as much as Dana White wants to say it's a big league promotion. In a ways it is, but does the NFL do that for guys? Does Major League Baseball? Does the NHL? Does the NBA? Once you're busted,
they're more of throwing guys under the bus than helping them out.
WWE does it.
So I think his GOAT status is certainly up in the air, and dodging Aspinall at the end of the day does not look good.
Because that's become pretty obvious that was he was never going to fight Tom Aspinall.
In the words of Randy Savage, you win him in the ring and you lose him in the ring. And
exactly.
He just decided to retire at the end of the day. It doesn't look good, but brings up the bigger picture question: has anyone in the history of sports, in your mind, had bigger falls from graces than Jon Jones?
The one that just immediately comes to my mind is, again, like I said, I'm not really a huge MMA guy, so I'm going to take a golf stance here and Tiger Woods, because here's a guy. It's one of those, from just a golf perspective. Golf is always viewed as, if you're a proper gentleman, if you will, as that type of sport. So you always expect to see a Dustin Johnson, a Scotty Scheffler, I'm blanking on John Rahm, or all these big names. You expect them to be a proper individual off the course, and you honestly thought that about Tiger Woods. You heard nothing bad about him. You felt like, okay, he has a good life, and he's obviously great golfer, very much in the spotlight. And then all of a sudden you see, holy cow, he's like drunk. He got like whacked, and I mean, it's like what has happened here? And obviously, I feel like from that, he didn't fall from grace all the way to the bottom, but at least tainted his overall perception as a person. So for me, that's the one who, in my mind, felt like that was the biggest one of the sport that I really like. And I mean, I could throw out some others there, but I really think Tiger Woods was the one, because it's golf, because you feel like these are good individuals, which most, if not, a lot of them are, but it's just one of those things where you didn't expect that.
I think the first one that comes to my mind, at least in a similar light to Tiger Woods, is Kevin Durant. After Kevin Durant signed with the Warriors, just his and nothing with his on the court stuff. It's just everyone's off the court opinion of Kevin Durant completely changed, because he was one of everybody's favorites. I mean, he was great player, great scorer. Stayed with the Thunder until he didn't. And then ever since then, KD has always just kind of been looked at as the bad guy, the snake. But when maybe you could call this on the court Gilbert Arenas.
Oh yeah.
Man, he was a 25 point a game guy, and then the gun thing kind of completely threw his career off.
I'm going to say Antonio Brown.
It's a good one.
Yeah, Antonio Brown, obviously, one of the probably when it comes to wide receivers, unbelievable when he was at Pittsburgh. Then we saw the whole ordeal kind of fall off there. He went over to the Raiders. That didn't work out. And then, he got Tom Brady, we were talking about a few days ago. Goes there. That doesn't work out in New England. Then he shows up with Tom Brady again in Tampa, and then him just running off the field like that. And then we just see all the craziness he's been doing. That's just, in my opinion, that's the biggest fall off, and he's still facing stuff these days.
I looked up some names. Some of these are pretty obvious. Lance Armstrong, right off the get-go, breaking all those records and denying PED use forever. Then it finally came out. He did it. O.J. Simpson.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was going to say that one, but
I was 93, so I don't really remember that.
I remember watching all of that. I was 9 years old, and I remember watching it because it was happening during the NBA Finals, and I was a big Rangers fan. It was actually 94 when it happened, and the Rangers are what got me into hockey. So I watched their parade, and then I watched the NBA Finals, and like the NBA Finals is like on this small screen compared to the OJ. It was just like
I saw something funny about the OJ chase the other day, that was the most successful day in Domino's history. There were so many people tied to their TVs that Domino's delivery was just killing at that time.
It was crazy.
You talk about, I mentioned the Tiger Woods stuff is same thing with O.J. Simpson. You look at this guy and you're like, he's got it made. He's got a good life.
He was in like the Naked Gun movies. He was big popular actor too.
You had no idea about anything happening on the other end of that stuff, and then all of a sudden, boom, it comes out. So it's like you literally would think that this is a good guy, good life. And then you see what happens.
Well, I mean, similar to Aaron Hernandez. I mean, that guy was. Him. I would say. I feel like people forget a lot how good him and Gronk were together. I mean, that was two of the 5 or 6 best tight ends in the NFL on the same team.
Got another Super Bowl at some point.
Oh, easily. But his off the court stuff kind of threw that in the trash.
Pete Rose. Everyone thought highly of him, and obviously the betting stuff, and then continuously lying about it. Then when he came out and admitted it, he was lying when he admitted it, just on and on. I didn't know this about Kirby Puckett, but he had a history of domestic violence issues.
Interesting.
I literally found out about today, and it's destroyed me all day.
Wow.
Mike Tyson isn't really a surprise that a boxer lost his head and beat up a bunch of people. Roger Clemens. Even though it hasn't been factually proven that he took PEDs, but it's certainly out.
Yeah, he was throwing like 98 at 42 years old. So.
Yeah, that will add Barry Bonds to that list. Again, hasn't tested positive, and he never. I don't want to say a fall from grace because he was pretty much known as a jerk. All across the board. A-Rod. That's certainly the name that pops up. How about Marion Jones won all those gold medals, had to give it back because of PEDs. Ben Johnson, who actually set the record initially. If you haven't watched the 30 for 30 979, when I think 6 of the 8 guys in that race got busted for PEDs, in 979, they found out about his drugs later that day. It was a big story. I mean, I was really young when it happened. Tiger Woods. How about Michael Vick? Covered of video games to dogfighting. And, he's done a lot to repair his image, even though in the doc I don't like how they kind of demonized Frank Beamer at the end of the day, because Beamer did a lot for him. So there's some certain things that he said in that doc. I'm like, Mike, this ain't making it look good.
Yeah. I would say most of these guys will make those sports documentaries to kind of clear their name, and that one didn't do as much. But man, I mean, that guy was electric for Virginia Tech, taking them to the Natty as a freshman. Cover a Madden 04, and then completely fell off the face of the earth.
You talk about someone else who, we brought up the Noah Syndergaard stuff. Felt like that was someone who could really have a career. Obviously, Michael Vick didn't have injuries, but he had something else that happened. And talk about a Hall of Fame, potentially multi Super Bowl winning quarterback. Just nothing.
And for us wrestling fans,
I was about to go there.
Hogan,
Vince McMahon. Even though he wasn't a wrestler, I mean, his image is definitely down. Chris Benoit. That's another one.
But I think Hulk is the biggest.
Yeah, he's probably the biggest.
Say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and say a bunch of racist things that people record during sex tapes. That's a really sticky issue. Well, guys, coming up next, it's Tuesday, so it's Trivia Tuesday. I got a lot of questions to throw at these guys. They have no clue what's coming. That's when we return.
What really matters during the ball game, we're at that point in the season where some are just beginning. Some have already ended, and others are at that point where it's either win or go home. Depending on what your perspective is, it changes everything, doesn't it? In 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 18, we're reminded we don't look at the things that are seen, but at the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are temporary, but the things that are unseen are eternal. Keep your focus, keep your perspective on the right things, the things of God, the eternal things. And that message brought to you by your friends at the Leoma Church of Christ.
Are you looking for a non-factory job environment? Livingstone Freight Solutions is a 3PL company that began managing warehouses in Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. With our multiple shifts and experienced management team, our goal is to give you, as an employee, a safe family work environment and competitive wages. We offer a wide variety of employment opportunities from forklift drivers to management level positions. We also strive to offer a competitive benefit package and PTO options. For more information or to apply, visit us at livingstonefs.com or give us a call at 931-269-3255.
Juarez Tile Pros and Remodeling can help you with all your home remodeling and construction needs. They specialize in custom walk-in showers and floors, and no job is too big for their expert team. Licensed and insured, call Juarez Tile Pros and Remodeling today, located in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.
Welcome back to X Sports Today. You're good with Taylor Plott, Michael Marks, and Hayden Burks. And guys, it's Trivia Tuesday. I only tell them that's Trivia Tuesday like an hour before. That way they can't research anything. I'm just throwing it out. He asked for it last week. We're going to start with some NASCAR.
Mm-hmm.
Hayden, I've got, and anyone can chime in on this. It's not just Hayden, but I've got 5 tracks here.
5 tracks.
Name out the track, and you got to tell me who's the all-time career wins leader at that track.
Okay.
On the NASCAR Cup Series.
Cup
not
Series,
all the other
okay.
ones combined. Atlanta.
Jimmy Johnson.
No.
Jeff Gordon.
No.
Rich Petty.
No.
Dale Earnhardt.
You got it. Number 9.
Yep.
Charlotte.
Ooh, buddy. Denny Hamlin.
No.
Kevin Harvick.
Nope.
Kyle Busch.
Nope.
Ooh, this one's tough. Charlotte's a track that's been there a while. Earnhardt?
No.
I'm going to say Petty on that one.
Mm-mm.
No.
Rusty Wallace?
Nope.
Rusty Wallace. Let's see. 70s.
You said his name earlier on the first question.
Yeah.
Jimmy?
Jim
Yeah.
Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson.
That was my guy growing
I'm
up.
surprised. Only 8 career wins is number 1.
Yeah.
How about Dover?
Jimmy Johnson.
11.
Yeah, I knew that one. Yeah.
Darlington, the track that's too tough to tame.
Rich Petty.
No.
Ooh, this one. Kel Yarborough.
No.
Jeff
But
Gordon?
Same
Era.
Ooh, okay.
Same era. Davey Allison.
No. If you know this name, I will give you a high 5.
Oh, it's that deep?
That deep. Oh, boy. Kel Yarborough. So it's not Earnhardt. That
Earnhardt's
time
number
frame.
2. He
Yeah.
had 9 career wins at Darlington.
Oh. No, I don't know that one.
David Pearson.
David Pearson. The Silver Fox. Oh, my goodness. Not the Silver Fox.
All right, now we're going just a little bit, couple hours south of us, Talladega.
Earnhardt.
10 career
Yeah,
wins.
Earnhardt, yeah.
So, and actually his last.
Yeah.
2 of his last, 3 of his last 4 career wins, 2 at Talladega, 1 in Atlanta.
I never would have thought David Pearson, the Silver Fox at Darlington. It makes sense, but
So let's.
Pearson.
I just found one today, baseball wise. Okay, give me the top 10 career multi-home run game leaders. I'll give you. There's a 2-way tie for 11. Frank Robinson and Manny Ramirez each have 54 career multi-home run games.
Bonds. Got to throw him in there.
Number 2, 71.
Hank Aaron.
Aaron is 6th with 62.
Babe Ruth.
Ruth is number 1.
Oh,
72
wow.
career multi-home run games.
Albert Pujols.
Pujols is number 5 with 65.
Okay.
Sammy Sosa.
Number 3, 69 career multi-home run games.
So then I'll throw Mark McGuire in there.
He's going to be in there too. I was about to say that.
67.
Chipper wouldn't be in there, would he?
No.
He had multi-home run games, but he didn't have a lot of them.
I wanted to throw another steroid guy in there, but I don't think Canseco would be up there.
This might be a long shot. I don't know. Frank Thomas.
No.
Okay.
Ortiz. David Ortiz.
Nope.
What are we missing now?
You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of the ties for 6.
Okay.
So you still need. Actually, one of the ties for 7. So you still need 6, 9, and 10.
Okay. A-Rod?
Yes. These are the other one. He's tied with Aaron, 62. So you got 3 left.
Gosh, I'm going through like the all-time home runs list.
Are they current or are they retired?
All retired.
All retired. Okay.
Are these like old guys, or are they like
1 from my generation, 2 from old guys? Think of the all-time home run list. All these guys are pretty high up there.
Willie Mays.
He is 63.
Oh, wow.
So now you're down to 9 and 10.
So I'm trying to think of that, like the newer guy.
Sweetest swing in baseball.
Oh, Griffey.
55.
Yeah.
Griffey.
And he's actually tied with Jimmy Fox with 55.
Jimmy Fox.
Fox, yeah.
Jimmy Fox
That's an
is
old-
just
that's
one
an
of
old
those
one.
names that
Yeah.
people just kind of forget about. All right, now
Red
let's go
Sox and
to
A's
the-
legend.
to the mascots quiz.
Oh,
So I'm
Should
just
be
gonna
okay at this.
I'm going to give these guys some gimmies before we get to the hard ones. Let's just go straight to the SEC. Texas,
Longhorns.
Georgia,
Bulldogs.
Tennessee,
Volunteers.
All right, I was about to kick all y'all out if you got that wrong. Alabama,
Crimson
Crimson
Tide.
Tide.
LSU,
Tigers.
South Carolina,
Gamecocks.
Texas A&M,
Aggies.
Ole Miss,
Rebels.
Missouri,
Tigers.
Florida,
Gators.
Arkansas,
Razorbacks.
oh, my bad, Vanderbilt.
Commodores.
Shoot, my list just went haywire on me. Oh, you've got to be kidding. Who am I missing? Come on. Come. Oops. All right, back at it here. Scroll all the way down. Auburn,
Tigers.
Oklahoma,
Sooners.
Kentucky,
Wildcats.
Mississippi State.
Bulldogs.
Okay, let's go.
So let me question real quick. So you talk about mascots or team names?
Team nicknames.
Oh, then
nicknames.
I
Okay.
can kill this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was curious about that because of the Vols,
Yeah.
it'd be Smoky. Yeah.
Just we'll go down that road.
Okay. So this is the team name. Okay.
All right, the other big two, I guess. Big Ten, Oregon,
Ducks.
Indiana,
Hoosiers.
Penn State,
Nittany
No,
Lions.
Ohio State,
Buckeyes.
Illinois.
Fighting
Illini.
Line.
You got to
Yeah, Fighting Illini. Yep.
Iowa,
Hawkeyes.
Wolverines.
Michigan.
Michigan.
A little backwards there.
Yeah, I almost did that a couple times in the SEC. Minnesota.
Gophers.
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 There you go. USC,
Trojans.
Rutgers,
Scarlet
Knights.
Knights.
okay. Washington,
Huskies.
UCLA,
Bruins.
Nebraska,
Cornhuskers.
Michigan State,
Spartans.
Wisconsin,
Badgers.
Northwestern,
Oh,
the Wildcats?
Wildcats, yeah.
I didn't know that one.
Maryland,
Terrapins.
Yep.
Purdue.
Boilermakers.
Boilermakers.
Yep.
All right, let's go with the independents.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Notre Dame,
Fighting Irish.
UConn,
Huskies.
UMass.
Minutemen.
Ooh, okay. All right, here we go. Conference USA. Jacksonville State.
Gamecocks.
Western Kentucky.
Hilltoppers.
Sam Houston State.
Are they the Cowboys?
Tigers, right?
Nope.
No?
It's a cat, though. It's like a panther.
It is a cat.
Yes, it is.
Panther?
You're very close.
Wildcats.
It's got cats
Mountain
in the
Lions?
name.
No.
It's got cats in it.
It's got cats in the name, and it's KATS, not CATS.
Cats.
Oh, jeez. Sam Houston State.
I would say, because I can see their logo.
Meerkats? No.
It's Bearcats.
Bearcats, okay.
Liberty.
Liberty's the Flames.
Flames,
Yep.
yep.
Flames.
Louisiana Tech.
Bulldogs.
Yeah.
I didn't know that one.
UTEP.
UTEP, the
Miners.
Miners, yep.
FIU, Florida International.
Panthers.
Yep.
New Mexico State.
Aggies.
Middle Tennessee State.
Blue Raiders.
Blue Raiders.
Kennesaw State.
Owls.
The Owls. Yeah, Owls, yep.
Okay, let's go to the MAC.
Perfect. I love the MAC.
Get some
Give me some action in here on a Tuesday.
Ohio.
The Bobcats.
Bobcats.
Yep.
Miami of Ohio.
They're the Owls, right?
No, they are the Red Hawks.
The Red Hawks, yep.
Buffalo.
Buffaloes.
Buffaloes, yep.
No. Buffalo.
No.
Oh.
The Buffalo.
That's where Khalil Mack went to college.
Are they
Buffalo.
Are they the Bison? Are they still Bison? Okay.
No.
You're close, but same sort of animal.
Bulls?
There you go.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Buffalo Bulls.
Bowling Green.
Oh gosh, the
something Hawks.
Falcons.
Yeah.
Falcons. There you
Yeah.
go. Western Michigan.
Western Michigan. Western Michigan.
I'm trying to think. Oh, Mustangs.
Nope. It's a horse, but you're close.
Stallions.
Stallions.
Broncos.
Yeah, it is the
Broncos.
Toledo.
Rockets.
Rockets, yep.
Northern Illinois.
The
Huskies.
Huskies.
Yeah, Huskies, yep.
Yep.
Akron.
Zips.
Zips.
Eastern Michigan.
Eastern Michigan is.
I'm trying to think of their logo.
Eastern
It's a big green E.
Yeah, it's a
Big
So
green
that doesn't
E.
give it away.
Yeah, that's true.
Eastern Michigan. Oh shoot, what's his name?
Is that the Eagles or something?
Yeah, it is.
Is Eagles?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that.
Central Michigan.
Chippewas.
Ball State.
The Ball State is the
Ball State. That's the.
It's a bird.
Yeah, I know that.
Is it a hawk?
Nope.
Falcon.
Ball State.
Nope.
Eagle?
Nope.
Pterodactyl?
What's that?
No, not Jake.
No.
No. That's
Kansas.
It's a bird.
What is it?
Think of their colors.
Yeah, red and white. Yeah.
Cardinals.
There you go.
Yep.
Kent State.
Kent State is the
Golden
Eagles.
Golden Eagles, yep.
No, they're
Golden
Golden
Flashes.
Flashes.
Golden Flashes, yep.
There you go. All right, let's go to the Sun Belt.
Okay.
Well, Marshall.
Big green.
The Thundering Herd.
Thundering Herd.
Big, why we both said big
I
green?
don't know. I literally saw things.
Georgia Southern.
They are
They're the Eagles.
They're the
Golden
Eagles,
Eagles.
Yeah. Just the Eagles.
Just the Eagles, okay.
Yeah. James Madison.
JMU Bulldogs.
Nope.
Are they not the Bulldogs?
No, they're not the Bulldogs.
Oh no.
James Madison.
They're purple and gold.
Are they like the Founding Fathers or something like
The
that?
Founding
There's
Fathers.
a bulldog in their logo.
Yeah.
But it's not the Bulldogs.
I would say that was what I was thinking of.
Bulldog, but they're not the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
I'm stumped on that one.
I would
Madison.
say I think this one's got me.
Just dogs, maybe.
Dukes.
Dukes.
I
Yes,
knew that.
the Dukes.
Old Dominion.
Old Dominion.
They're the
the
Bulldogs.
Royals. Yeah. No.
No?
You're close with the Royals, not the Bulldogs.
The Royals. Okay, I'm close to that. Kings.
Oh gosh.
Because I remember the Carolina this past year. I remember
Old Dominion. Old Dominion. It has to do with Royals.
It does have to do with
I
royalty.
say because they got a crown on their logo.
Yeah.
Royalty.
I'm just throwing it out there. The Princes?
No.
The royalty.
You guys give up?
Yeah.
Monarchs.
Monarchs. Royalty. Okay, yep.
Coastal Carolina.
Chanticleers.
App State.
Mountaineers.
Yep.
Georgia State.
The
Georgia
Panthers.
State. That's the Panthers.
Yep.
Yep.
It's used to be Louisiana Lafayette, but it's now
The
just
Raging
Raging
Cajuns.
Cajuns.
Texas State.
Bobcats.
Bobcats.
There you go. Arkansas State.
Arkansas
Red
State. That's
Red Wolves?
Red Wolves.
Red
Yeah.
Wolves. Yep. South Alabama.
Jaguars. Yep.
Louisiana Monroe.
The
The Warhawks. Yep.
Hawks. Yep. Troy.
Trojans.
Yep.
And Southern Miss.
Golden Eagles.
That's the Golden Eagles. Yep.
Let me give you guys one more conference on the way out. Let's go to the American Army.
The Black Knights.
Yep.
Tulane.
Green
Green Wave.
Yep.
Navy.
The Midshipmen.
Memphis.
Tigers.
East Carolina.
Pirates.
Pirates. Yeah.
South Florida.
The Bulls.
The Bull. Yeah.
UTSA.
The Roadrunners.
Roadrunners. Yep.
Charlotte.
49ers.
Yep. North Texas.
Mean Green.
Mean Green. That's the Mean Green.
Yeah.
Yep. I knew there was a Mean Green.
Rice.
Owls.
Owls. Yep.
Temple.
Owls.
Yep.
UAB.
Blazers.
Blazers. Yep.
Florida Atlantic.
Owls again.
Yeah,
Wow,
owls.
why are there so many owls in the American?
It's the American. That's where all the owls are at.
And finally, Tulsa.
Hurricanes.
Hurricanes,
Of all the places that would say the Hurricanes, it's Tulsa.
The Hurricanes.
You're close. You got Hurricanes.
Tornadoes.
No. It's
like the Golden Hurricanes.
Golden Hurricanes.
Golden
Yeah, it was the gold in front of it. Yep.
All right. So
I will say, when I got bored in classes, there was this quiz I found. It was like all 352 Division I teams, and it give you an hour, and you just name as many as you could.
When you played college football on PlayStation for as long as I have, you know a lot.
Yeah, you know a lot of
And
teams.
that was how I was coming up with them in my name. I was just like mentally scrolling through the teams, and I got to ODU and just completely blanked.
See, I'm going to go college basketball on you guys. I'm going to pick a conference.
I'd say throw like the CAA in there or something.
We're going UNA's league.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah. Let me see if I can.
What are they? Missouri or not?
They're the OVC.
OVC, Ohio Valley. Yeah.
They're the. This is the A Sun.
The A Sun. That's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
They used to be OVC, I think. Yeah.
So it used to be Gulf.
Gulf Coast.
No, not Gulf Coast. Gulf South.
Gulf. Yeah, the
Division II.
JSU or the JSC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's where West Alabama is right now.
Yeah. And UAH because they're rivals.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Cloud9. Let's get up. It's not Cloud9, it's my iPad. Come on. Okay, here we go. It's right off the top. Okay. Lipscomb.
Bison.
Okay. North Alabama.
Lions.
Yep.
Okay. Florida Gulf Coast.
They are
It's a chicken, I think, or a bird.
It's a bird.
It's are they the Eagles?
You got
Yep.
it.
Okay.
All right, 3 for 3. Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Not state, right? Just Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Because Jacksonville State's in Alabama.
Right.
Jacksonville.
Think ocean.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
The Green Wave.
It's something.
No.
No. It's
It's in.
I would say it's something water.
Sharks.
Close. Sharks eat these. Whales
Sharks.
eat these.
Whales eat these. Oh wow.
I know they're.
Is it a fish?
Mm-hmm.
It's a fish.
It's a mammal.
Okay.
Think
Dolphins.
There you go.
There you go.
Think Ace Ventura. Eastern Kentucky.
Eastern Kentucky.
Oh, bird.
I had Northern Kentucky in my
It's
mind.
a person.
Oh, is it like the Knights or Golden or something like that?
No. Think old school.
Old school. Cowboy. All right, but wait a minute, Cowboys.
Kind of close. Like
Marshalls.
starts with the C.
Commodores.
No, there's
Captains. Oh, Chiefs.
Colonels.
Colonels. Okay.
If you guys get this right, Queens.
Queens is the Musketeers. No. Is it the Queens University? It's in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, because they played Tennessee in a midweek game last year. I remember because I went to that one. Queens University.
This is our longest show so far, and we're doing it on mascots.
Yeah.
Oh.
Give us a hint. Is it a
Queens
animal or is it a person?
You've said you guys said it while you. It's a person. You guys said it while you were trying to.
Oh, the Kings.
They're
They're the Kings.
Kings.
Are they not the Kings?
The Queen's Kings.
You guys said it while you were trying to figure out Old Dominion.
Old Dominion.
Royals.
Oh, there it is. Royals.
I knew it was something. Yeah.
Austin P.
Govs. Yeah, the Governors.
Yep. North Florida.
North Florida is the
Florida,
Ospreys.
that's the
Ospreys.
The only reason I know that is because of Chaz Lanier. Thank you, sir.
Stetson.
Stetson's the Hatters.
Yeah, the Hatters. Yeah.
Love that name.
Central Arkansas.
Bears.
Something Bears.
They're the Bears.
Bears.
The women are the Sugar Bears.
The
Sugar Bears.
Love that.
West Georgia, newer Division I team. Former UNF was still in
West Georgia.
West
They the
Georgia.
Falcons.
No, it's a land mammal.
It's a land mammal.
In the forest.
In the forest.
Tigers.
The Hogs.
Close to a dog.
Wolves.
Oh, wolves. Yeah.
Okay.
Finally, Bellarmine.
Bellarmine is the Knights.
You got it. All
This
right.
dude right
Knocking
here.
out the ace son. Oh, I can't wait to get Clinton Dusty. It's gonna be so much
For some
fun.
reason, I was thinking Central Arkansas were like the Purple Bears or something. But
Sugar
Sugar Bears, yeah.
Who's
Because
the
I
most
remember.
famous alumni?
Oh,
What sport?
Basketball.
Basketball. Oh wow.
Are you about to pull a crazy one out on us?
Scottie Pippen.
You got it.
Yeah,
Really?
I remember. Yeah, he went
He was
there.
always the first one introduced.
Yeah.
From Central Arkansas.
Yeah.
Six,
Peak
7.
22. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, grew like 6 inches, like 5-6 inches in between his freshman and sophomore.
Because I remember in The Last Dance, it was in NAIA before that, wasn't it? During that time. Yep.
Now they're D1.
Now they're D1.
Wow.
Yep.
A lot of fun out here today, guys. Love Trivia Tuesday. So for Taylor Plott, Michael Marks, Abe Burks, I'm AJ Good. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 1:30 sharp.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.